Running your own real estate investment business can be stressful, time-consuming, and difficult to manage. Where do you start? Why go out and try and reinvent the wheel when we have the answer? With our exclusive training program, we will teach you how to free up your time to build your business, develop your goals, learning where to find the money, how to find better deals, keeping track of offers, building a team, and developing a business plan that works for you. We at Real Impact Real Estate Training and Mentoring have all the answers for you. We have several plans to help you get your business to the next level. We have developed the best one-on-one personal training system in the industry. We have a proven structure that has been developed for more than 50 years through the purchase and sales of thousands of homes and commercial properties. We will help you set up and build your real estate investment business. Whether you are new to investing or you are a seasoned professional, we have a plan for you to customize your business to a method that works, is affordable, and fits your budget. With training modules like finding money, finding deals, learning how to get correct comps, building a team, short sales, subject twos, foreclosures, making multiple offers, understanding auctions, REOs, and tax sales, working to build your construction team, and finding sellers and buyers. Find your property management team, plus over 70 additional training modules to choose from. Sit down with us for a one-on-one consulting to see what training plan is best to develop your goals and to build your business by using the 5 M's of investing: mining, money, maintenance, marketing, and management. Wouldn't your life be great if you can live it on your own terms? We help you develop and structure your business to take massive action. Join the Real Impact Real Estate Training today. Change your life today with real estate investing.
Hi there, this is Roger Pascal. Sorry about my virtual background today. I've got my thing up and it didn't work the way I wanted it to work. So thank you for being on the call tonight. I'm the CEO of Real Impact Training Systems. For any of y'all that might be new to this call, we do these every Sunday night at 7 o'clock, unless it's a holiday or the Cowboys make it to the Super Bowl. So obviously, we're not going to see the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl, I don't think. But with that said, we at Real Impact, we work hard to help you improve your quality being a real estate investor. We have several locations as Impact throughout Texas and Oklahoma. We provide you as a local source, as a local investor, with networking and educational meetings. And our locations are franchised. They're owned and operated by seasoned investors who we call Impact Master Trainers, which we call for short IMTs. In addition to our monthly meetings and workshops, our IMTs also offer a variety of one-on-one mentoring programs that can help you no matter where you're at in your real estate journey. If you're interested in learning more about our training options, please reach out to one of our Impact Master Trainers. You can find the IMT locations and contact information online at realimpacttraining.com. Just click on the locations button in the middle of the screen, and several IMTs will be joining us in just a couple of minutes. One of our primary objectives each Sunday night is to provide you with the opportunity to ask real estate investing questions. So with that said and done, thank you for being on here tonight. Let's add on our other IMTs for the call tonight.
Hi.
Hello, Karen. How are you?
I'm good.
Good deal. Karen's with Impact Plano. Then we have Renee and Doug Toon at Impact Longview. We have Tim and Gabi Lockhart, which is Impact Wichita Falls and Denton. And we have Pam Clary, Impact Decatur Alliance. So thank you all for being on here tonight. We've got an exciting call tonight. This is one of our main training modules that we work with and we train people on, is how to be a wholesaler, how to do our starter program, and get that as part of your real estate part of your business. So we've got a little slideshow. Let me pop that up here real quick and we'll start out with this. So tonight we're going to be talking about wholesale flipping, and we've got lots of great information for you. So if you have any questions, click on the chat box and ask us any questions that you may have. If you are on YouTube and you don't see the chat box, hit subscribe. It won't make you do anything else, but then a chat box will come up and you can ask the various questions on that chat box. So thank you all for being on here tonight. I know the Cowboys are playing. This is a little inconvenient, but who would have ever thought they would have made it this far, right? There you go.
Roger.
Oops. So let's see how many people we just lost on that comment. All right, good deal. So this is our first call of 2023. So we're excited of what is coming up for this next year. It's going to be a boom year for real estate investing. It's going to be a great year. I think I got a text yesterday from the somebody that was pulling up some information from the Fort Worth Board of Realtors, and foreclosures are up for January 344% above November and December. December is normally a little low anyway, but it's up above 344% above November, which is a good benchmark to be there. So we're seeing lots of properties come on the market. We're seeing a lot more evictions, unfortunately, but we are seeing a lot of the opportunities come about for us. All right. So wholesale flipping is just one of several real estate investment strategies is our next slide. And so every investor, I feel that every investor needs to have the knowledge of how to do wholesale, how to have that in your market, because sometimes if you're not a wholesaler, you'll still wind up with a property that is that needs to be wholesaled out. Doesn't work for you. You don't want to walk away from it because you can make a little bit of money, not going to make a lot of money, but you can make a little bit of money maybe wholesaling that out. So you need to work hard on making sure you have your team set up for that, or your clients where you have some buyers in line and stuff like that. So next slide is going to be Gabi and Tim. Take that over. Talk to us about what these strategies are.
Okay. One question that I get a lot from people, from students and other people is, what is the best lead generation strategy for wholesale flipping, or if I'm going to buy and hold? And the answer is all these things are different exit strategies, and the lead generation strategy that you use is a lead generation strategy, irregardless of what you intend to do with the property. So if you're going to buy and hold, or if you're going to fix and flip, or if you're going to wholesale it, those are different exit strategies. But the way to find properties and uncover great deals is going to be the same for any of these.
Very good. And Gabi, you were mentioning earlier that y'all might have some funding through Blazing Star, and how to work that process.
Well, if you decide that you are wholesaling and you run into the situation that you need transactional funding, then we can help you with Blazing Star Capital, and you can give us a call. It's just in case you need the funding for that. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Now, Gabi, explain what transactional funding is for somebody that's not been involved in real estate.
Well, transactional funding is basically you receive the funds at the title company from us, and you do not need credit. You don't need to qualify. It is just basically a 24-hour money that's going to be provided to you, and then it's going to be paid back from when you close at the second time.
Yeah, there are title companies out there that will do double closes, but
right,
they're getting fewer and fewer. So if you're brand new in this business, you definitely need to have information as far as knowing you can do that and not throwing in the towel because the title company tells you they can't do that. I've done transitional funding on several deals over the years. I've actually had title companies come to me and say they would do a double close, and then a few days before the closing, will then let me know they won't do it because the attorney involved in the title company did not want to do that. So, once again, there are title companies that will do it. In my experience, it's more of a more of the smaller branch title company or the fee attorneys that will allow us to do that. And what we kind of call that is ABBC financing or transactional, not financing, ABBC transactional. So the seller would be A, you would be B as the investor, C would be the buyer that's buying it from you. And if on a double close, what's going to happen is pretty much all that's going to happen at the same time at the title company, and they're going to use the funds from the end buyer to pay the seller, funds from C to pay A. And just be aware that this is out there. It's not crazy expensive, like hard money or something like that. It's not, you're not going to be paying tons of different money on this, but it is a great strategy to make the deal happen. Sometimes a lot of times we don't think outside the box. So, so is it do y'all do more than 24 hours? Do y'all do up to 3 days or anything on that, Gabi?
Yes, I think we can definitely make that happen. We just have to talk and be prepared for it.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Well, super. That's what this game is all about, making that happen. Good deal. Good deal. Okay, our next slide is going to be how you don't need money or credit to buy a house. And I don't remember now who we said that was going to take on that particular slide. Do y'all? If not, we'll
That's
go
me.
that was you, okay, Doug?
You hear me?
Yeah.
So, I mean, really a lot of times, well, first of all, you could do a sub two. I've done subs with private money or partners. But as far as doing a wholesale deal, you're just trying to move it on. So you can do an options contract. The option can be recorded, and that will give you a leg up. That will give you a piece of the deal. And rather than just, give you all my secrets and tips, that's where I'm going to leave it.
Very good. Very good.
So,
That is the case.
You don't need money.
Yeah, and this is one of our top training modules that we train
gives
on.
the money.
What's that?
He said
The contract is the money. So
there you go. Absolutely.
You've taken that piece of paper and you've turned it into currency. So it's the only way you can really do it legally.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but wholesale flipping is one of our top training modules that we have in Real Impact. We have lots of people that go through this. It's a one-on-one training. We walk you through the whole aspect of how to do this and what to put into place on that. So, that's kind of where we're at with this, and we're going to change things up a little bit. I'm going to throw, Pam's going to talk to us about who is selling, but right now we're going to be talking about how to build a buyer's list and what to do on the next aspect of that and how to market that. I'm going to change this up a little bit because Karen was a little late getting on the call. Karen, CJ, if you can throw the next slide up. Karen, I'm throwing you under the bus here. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. So you do a lot of wholesaling.
Yes.
So how do you advertise for buyers and sellers on that wholesaling? And we're going to have Pam follow up in a couple of slides on what she does.
Okay. So when we're looking for sellers, we are looking for motivated sellers, just like any other investor. But when you're wholesaling, what you have to remember is you have to not only buy low, whatever your like ours, we had one market that was 70% of the ARV minus repairs, minus our assignment fee or our profit that we wanted to make if we had to double close. In another market, it was 60% that our buyers were willing to pay. So we had to buy at 60% minus repairs, minus our assignment fee. And so we had to buy even lower. So what I love about wholesaling and the fact that I learned wholesaling before I actually became an investor is that I learned how to buy low from the get-go. And, you know, it's often said, if you're not uncomfortable making an offer, then you're paying too much. So we would use the same strategies. We would use bandit signs. We would use, we liked direct mail. We did direct mail and we sent out the postcards, but we also followed up with a ringless voicemail and text blast. Make sure that you're doing that legally. And but once they had contacted us, then we could start texting them and follow up with them and put them in our drip campaign. Definitely the signs around town, I like to put them at parks near the areas where I want to buy on Friday night, Saturday morning, because when soccer moms are going to buy those, take their kids to soccer, there's a lot of people that go in and out of those soccer fields, baseball fields, football fields, Friday nights and things like that. But definitely attending your local real estate investment clubs. I know my group in Plano, I've had at least 2 deals that people have told me about that somebody presented at the meeting and someone else one of the other attendees is buying that property. So that was great. And I got some good feedback about that the other day. That was exciting. Quest Trust, we went to they have a mixer. I've met people there that have deals, and I've met people there with money. And I've also met buyers there. So it's kind of the same. I never really direct mail. I did never really mail direct mail to my buyers. But if we had a lot of properties, enough that I could print out a flyer, I would print out a flyer and mail it to my buyers that I hadn't contacted, in my system yet. I didn't have their email address. And basically, looking around on Facebook, I watch a lot of, pay attention to a lot of the networking investor groups as to who's buying in my area. And I post, hey, I have a property in, this town. Is anyone buying there? And then they'll contact me. And then every single person that ever contacts me, whether they're a buyer or a seller, I'm putting them in my database. I'm building my list. And then Craigslist was always a great place also. I haven't had to use Craigslist in quite some time because my buyer's list is built really nicely. But Craigslist was always great for bringing in those buyers that didn't know about me yet. And in those relationships, it's all about relationships in this business. So building those relationships with people that I know are serious buyers. I had one that I knew when I could walk through a house and I would know so-and-so is going to buy this. And I would, as soon as it was under contract, send him a text, give him the code. He would go look at it, send me the contract, easy peasy. Very good.
Very good. All right. Tim, you do some direct mail and your business, and kind of talk about who your target market is on that.
There's different ways to get lists. You can get them from list providers, and there's some subscription services that you can subscribe to be able to pull a list yourself. But a lot of people just target like all absentee owners. However, all of us on this call are absentee owners, and we get a lot of mail, but we're not really wanting to sell our house. Mm-hmm. So just sending out a mail to a really broad list like that is going to waste a lot of money. And so it needs to be more targeted. And I think we're going to talk about what makes people motivated and in a slide or two after this. But a good thing to do that I try to do is to mail it to a smaller list have it more targeted so that there's like 2 or 3 of those factors that might make somebody motivated, like they're an absentee owner and maybe the house is vacant and maybe they're tax delinquent, for instance. And then if I mailed that one, then that would be a lot higher probability of wanting to sell their house than if I were to send a letter to Doug and Renee, because they're not liquidating property right now, I don't think. So
There you go. Everything's for sale for the right price, but that's how that works. So
Maybe a little barn.
now I know, Tim, you've had some pretty good success with the direct mail. And in this business, you do have to invest a little bit in your marketing, invest back into your business to make things happen, to get out in front of people. But I think you last year, which was just a week ago, but last year you picked up a couple of good leads out of some direct mail. Is that correct?
yeah, I got a house of a lady that was going to foreclosure. She contacted me and I was able to buy and flip that house. Another was a house that I got that the owner had bought it for her mother, and they had lived like 4 or 5 hours away and they wanted to move their mother back to be closer with them. And so I was able to buy their house, and I have that right now as a short-term rental.
Very good. Very good. Karen, did you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I was going to say I always bought my list from ListSource, but there are so many list providers. I don't personally like to use the ones that are on. I'll just say readily available for so many per month, and you pay for the service, and part of the service is to get the leads, because everyone in the Metroplex is using those same leads or pulling those same lists. And so I like to do, like Tim said, I like to do what we call list stacking. So if they come up on my tax delinquent list, which is my absolute favorite list, and you get that from the county typically. A lot of them you can get them from online from the county, but I like the counties that I have to actually go to the county and order it, and then they email it to me, because not many people are willing to go that extra step and leave the house and go down to the courthouse and pay that fee and do that. But definitely I like I don't even do out-of-state absentee owners. A lot of people were like, out-of-state absentee owners owned more than so many years. I didn't even care if they were just absentee owners and they were on my tax delinquent list, and on one of my other lists, even like the more pain points that I was hitting, the better for me. But tax delinquent always brought in a ton. I've also done a little bit of Facebook marketing that brought in a lot of, interestingly enough, that brought in a lot of subject to properties for us. So I found that was a unique way to get that done. And they say, use pictures of something ugly, not something pretty. So you want to put that ugly house picture to get the views. Little tidbit.
Very good. Very good. All right. Good deal. So yeah, there's multiple ways to find. You want to pick 1 or 2 or 3 ways that work for you and concentrate on that. Don't ever spread yourself too thin, right, Karen?
Oh yeah. And do not, whatever you do not pay the money to buy a list, have it skip traced, and send out one piece of direct mail, send out one attempt to contact someone and say, oh, well, that list didn't work. I've got to go buy another list. Work that list. And when you find one that's working, it was nothing. They say mail to them at least 7 times. It takes at least 7 touches. I had one list. I swear we worked that list for over a year. We mailed to them over 12 times. We mailed them, this is your last chance postcard twice. And it was an incredible list. And be ready for the phone calls that come in, because they're going to call and they're going to yell at you, but you got to just keep going through those no's to get to that yes.
Very good. Yeah, it's I often say that when we do this, we've got to reach out and touch people several times, whether it's by telephone or text or direct mail or social media marketing or whatever, and why does McDonald's and Coca-Cola continue to advertise? You would think that everybody out there would know about McDonald's and Coca-Cola, and they do, but it's a reminder. It's like, you get that famous Arby's coupon and you never carry it with you. It's in your kitchen drawer for 8 years, but you go buy Arby's and you go, oh, wow, look at there. They've got their newest, greatest, whatever sandwich out there. I think I'll give that a shot. And you don't carry the coupon, but it reminds you to go to Arby's and that you really wanted to try that new sandwich or whatever food place that may be. So very good. So Doug and Renee, on the next slide, we're talking about scripts. So tell us about kind of how you develop that and what you worked with that and how you build your business through that process.
Well, I have a specific script for door knocking. The script for people that call me from either my signs or letters that we send out is different. And the script for when I go into the house and talk to the people about the house is another script. So I use a script for everything. But since they're different, there's one thing that I do that is the same. And that is I ask them the form questions. And form stands for family, occupation, recreation, and then the M is message. If you can talk to somebody and ask them questions about where they grew up, that is emotional to them, because that was a simpler time. That I didn't have any bills to pay or people to take care of or groceries to shop for. That it was a simpler time. So that's something I keep in mind. And also that's something that I could do to ask questions and listen, because I'm not the outgoing person in this relationship, and she is, and she could talk to anybody, but I'm not that forward or open. But when I do want to talk to them, I want them talking, and that way I don't have to. But yeah, ask me about my scripts. I'll give them to you.
Well, and that's the beauty of what we have with Real Impact, is because when you don't know, we've just pretty much got a script for it. And you can be not very good at what you're doing and look at our script and follow it, and it will walk you through what you're supposed to be saying and doing.
I have one student. He was in the what they have the
workout business?
the workout business. What do they call that?
Physical trainer.
You guys go to?
Yeah,
a gym.
A
gym. Yeah. So
yeah, everybody goes January 1st and January 2nd.
January 1st they go there and they sign up. But those guys, in order to get their training sold, you need a personal trainer. Well, most people say, well, I don't really need a personal trainer. I just need to work on the weights and all that stuff. But in order to do that, they have scripts. And so this guy took my training. He got every script that we had and he plastered them all around his desk where he took the phone calls.
That's right.
And so he already knows what to say. He just has to look up there. It's highlighted. I like this part, or maybe I don't like this part, and I mark it out. So you can develop scripts on your own. You just need to you need to know what each aspect is of that script. So
very good. Yeah, I do the same thing. I have scripts on my bookcase above my desk, and when something comes up, I'll look at it and it reminds me what to say. So I'm better. Yeah. I look smarter than I am when I have those scripts in front of me. I guess the best way to put it.
We all do.
That's right. That's right. So, investing in a mentor is your fastest way to develop scripts. You can also find them and other areas and other ways to do that. But yeah, it really changed the dynamics of my business when I started developing scripts and using scripts, and we have a ton of them that we use within Real Impact. So good deal. So Pam, you are kicking it in the rear right now on doing houses. And the next slide, please, is who is selling. So Pam, talk about your success and what you've been doing and how this is working for you.
Anybody and everybody.
Absolutely.
So, you know, in case no one has noticed, our market has changed since May. It's no longer really a seller's market. It's a buyer's market. And so we were talking about this, and, you know, if you, and Gabi can attest to this, if you were back in May when interest rates were around 3 to 3.5%, and you're, I'm not sure about the numbers, but if you were approved to make a house payment at, you know, $1,700 a month, you could go buy a $300,000 house. Well, now we're in January, and if you're still, you know, can only afford a $1,700 a month house at, you know, 6.5% and 7% interest, those prices have dropped, you know, 90 to 100,000. So you're looking at, you know, $200,000 house purchases if that's where you've been approved to go buy houses. So I have really tracked that because it's a big deal right now with the market changing and running comps and, you know, and looking at it. So when I started running comps, and one thing that we have done in our business and changed around is we are actually contacting real estate agents. We are doing direct to seller. Talking about the bandit signs. So every time we see a bandit sign, we know that that is either a seller, a real estate agent, or a wholesaler. So what we're doing with the bandit signs, taking down the phone number and asking them, what do you have on your books that you cannot sell? Because wholesalers right now are having a hard time, even those that, you know, that are brand new, because they were taught, you know, buying it on 90 cents on the dollar and this. Well, we are back to where my favorite market from 2014 to 2017. I mean, that's where we are, and buying houses, and especially if you're fix and flipping. And so, like I said, we're doing direct to seller. We are doing a lot of phone calls to agents. I was telling, make a comment, we are on our third subject to, where it is direct. One of them is a wholesaler. Two of them were, we've made contacts to two real estate agents. We have, like I said, on the courthouse, we're going back to the courthouse. And the thing about going to the courthouse is people are like, well, where are you getting your money? Because you have to have not cash, you have to have cashier's checks when you're going to the courthouse and buying money. Well, the other thing is, it's still, your money's not making any money sitting in the bank. And you have, like Karen said, you know, going to Quest and asking all those people and networking with them. Well, what are you doing with your money? So right now, my team and I, we probably have 3 to 4 good individuals, whether you want to call it private money or what, where we're only paying anywhere from 9 to 12% interest with no points. And people are like, you know, so if you're proving yourself and going out there, you know, and it's called, you know, developing that team and doing other things. So right now I'm, you know, talking about subject to, Roger's the king in that. We are looking on our list that we're pulling. We are looking for people with no equity. So we are looking at the people that bought houses in 2018 and 19, and even the people that did hard money lending, because those notes are coming due. So the new wholesalers, the new flippers that were buying these notes, or, you know, getting deals at 3 and 4% interest, and they were doing them on 5 and 7 year ARMs. Well, now interest rates have gone back up, and they didn't have that part of their strategy. So we are looking for those type of people as well, you know, because their notes are coming due. Well, if you can't make the payments and you're behind, we are available. So we're, you know, like I said, that's our, you know, who is selling? Everybody. I mean, it's out there. You have to look. We are seeing a lot of distressed homeowners because, like I said, property taxes. So all those people that paid, you know, $30,000 and $100,000 over asking price for their properties back in 21 and 22. Well, they weren't counting on the property taxes. So, you know, and it's hard. Those people are having a hard time making those payments because their property taxes went up that they were not counting on because they hired the new real estate agent that didn't know how to teach them about, you know, or even new mortgage people, you know, because remember in 21 and 2022, it was anybody's game. You're brand new. It didn't matter. You're going to make money. Well, the market has changed. Things have changed. So we old timers are coming back, and we've been waiting for this. We really have. And, you know, unless you really knew what you were doing and you actually listen and learn, it's going to be our time. And that's what I'm seeing. I am seeing this. So we are looking for people that have very little equity, the low interest rates, that can't make payments. We're trying to get them before they go to the courthouse. We are going to the eviction processes, sending people to the courthouse, dealing with those. Like I said, and we are definitely dealing with agents, and we're hitting new agents that have no clue what's going on, but they need to make money. So, you know, y'all know that I'm a licensed real estate broker. My thing is, if we can teach agents our side of the game, we're just that much further ahead. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's where we're going and what we have been. Mark, one of my top wholesaling students, he is hitting it, and he is the reason that we're finding our subject twos, because he is doing nothing but emailing real estate agents. And it's real simple. Dear real estate agent, I work for a group of investors who are looking to buy houses. Do you have any properties that you need to get rid of? Mark, send. That's basically all it is. And
That's
awesome. Wow.
I know. I'm making myself a note, but I'm going to write it down. I made myself a mental note, but we know how that goes.
So
can I ask you a question that we have in the chat?
Sure.
Because I know you have a little bit of experience with this. Jacob, John, we'll see you later. He had to jump off. Jacob says Jacob Martinez, I think y'all met him in Hurst, coming across a few sub-2 deals. The problem is they have solar panel liens. One has a $30,000 lien and the other one has a $55,000 lien. Is there any way to wrap these with the end buyer? I don't think so. Any thoughts? That's the question. So it's kind of one for Pam. Pam's covered up with the question, and Roger. So it's kind of a twofer. Pam, what's your experience with?
Okay, so first of all, you need to get. So you know how you're doing the power of attorney, because you need to be in control of that situation. So for us, we've dealt with some solar panels. Ours is they're about, and maybe this is what you need to use especially if it's about to go, on the foreclosure list, because if it's going on the foreclosure list, that lien's going to be wiped off. So ours is we're approaching the solar panel people, and we're like, hey, if it's $30,000, if this property goes to the courthouse, that lien's going to be wiped away. So how much, would you be satisfied with $2,000? Because $2,000 is better than none. Okay. We dealt with this with a guy that had already passed away. And we actually got it. I mean, they took our $2,000 deal, and that's where it's going. My other question is, when you're wrapping it, when it comes to those, we're not actually wrapping those, we're keeping them, because for us, it's all about cash flow. So here's the deal. So here's a situation. We're looking at a property over in the Keller area. They are $16,000 behind on mortgage payments. They modified the loan, so there's a $30,000 modification over here. Okay, my point is the interest rate is 3.5%. Their monthly payments are a little high, but they're high because they didn't make property tax payments. So we're looking at going in, getting the property taxes down so that monthly mortgage payment will be somewhere around 14 to 15%. And everybody thinks I'm crazy because everybody is worried about the $30,000 modification. I don't care. I'm looking at cash flow. Because the property is going to cash flow somewhere between $2,500 a month. I'm $800 a month ahead. Why do I care about the extra $30,000? That's not. So you have to have your mindset. Where are you going with this? If I'm going to wrap it, I can probably wrap that because my interest rates are going to go up. My monthly payments are going to come in. You have to be true to the person that you're wrapping it and let them know about the $30,000, modification. Because if you ever sell that house on the market, then yes, that $30,000 has to be paid immediately. So you don't want that paid immediately. So, it depends on the situation and, what the deal is, especially when you're wrapping it. And what was the second part of it, Karen?
Solar panel liens, 50,000, 30,000, and 55,000. Is there a way to wrap this with the end buyer? That's the only question. Is can you wrap?
Jacob, call me. Because for me, it's not going to matter.
Because it's about the cash flow.
Yeah, it's all about cash flow. In today's market, if you're wanting to build wealth, this is not a better time than start building your wealth and getting that cash flow.
Yep. Roger, what's the deal with solar panels? If they have, anytime you're buying a property sub 2 and there's a solar panel lien, what are our options? Are they all transferable, or is that something we have to check on, or are they not transferring because we're not transferring the loan?
Well, they all have their individual contracts. I can tell you this: the solar panel company, they want to continue to keep that rolling. For the most part, the cost is very little on a monthly basis because they're swapping that out for the electricity produced out of it. But it is essentially about the same as what am I thinking of here? As a electric bill. So maybe a little less than the electric bill.
But Roger, let me interrupt you for 1 second, because you just made a point, and I don't want to lose the point. The solar panel, like you said, it's very little. I don't know if people have noticed here lately, but when you're signing up for new electricity, you have a choice: the old electricity or signing up with the solar. They're going to force us sooner or later to go to the solar, whatever that
renewable energy.
Yeah. Yes. So I just wanted to touch base with that. And sometimes we make a bigger deal out of the solar panels, like what you said, than needs to be done. Then also, isn't the solar panel, it's not a lien against the house. Is it a lien against the person?
I believe it's on the house. The ones that we've dealt with, there's a lien on the house. There could be a lien against the person too, but it's a lot easier for them to collect on a lien on the house than it is the person. So I don't know if it's on the person or not, but
I think
the ones I've seen, they're on the house.
The ones at the very beginning, like in 2014, 15, we're noticing that the liens is with the person. So, if you want to, go file lien, you're filing it against the person, not against the house.
Right.
Again, we don't care. So you need to know who that lien is with. Is it with the person or is it on the house?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Jacob and anybody that wants to reach out to any of us, you can go to realimpacttraining.com and then you can click on the contact us button there, or the location button actually, and it will give you all the phone numbers for everybody on this call. So that's just a great way to reach out to all of us, and make that happen. So, Karen, regarding why would a seller be motivated? The
Why
next
is
slide.
anybody motivated? Why are any of us motivated to do anything?
Right.
Next slide, CJ, please.
There he
Okay.
goes.
So why would a seller be motivated? There are a multitude of reasons. It could be that I remember Roger having one time where the man married a new wife, or got married, and his wife did not want him to be a landlord, and that was it. That was all there was to it. I met a guy that he had a house in college, and he was spending every summer, because once he graduated, he rented that property out, and he moved to another state, to Arkansas, I think, and he had to go back every summer to rehab the house and get it ready for the next tenants for the next semester. And his wife said, "Look, we have a baby now. This needs to end." And we drove by. He saw our sign on our car, and he flagged us down. He had a 6-pack of beer in one hand and waving it up with the other, and said, "Come here. I need to talk to you."
Wow,
And
you thought you had you a new man, didn't you?
I did. But we bought that house sub too. And we just literally went in and took over his payments, and it cash flowed really great. I think our payments were only like $275, and it was a little 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, like a block from campus. And not ever one time did we rent it to college students. No college students ever rented from us, because
Wow.
we didn't furnish it. It didn't come furnished. And we weren't willing to do that at that time. So, but that was an interesting thing. Lots of people, they go through divorce or breakup. I see a lot of people that aren't married, and they buy a house together with the intention, I'm assuming, of getting married. And then the relationship fails and they have to get rid of the house because neither of them can afford to pay it on their own. Same thing with divorce, of course. Loss of job, behind on payments. If you're behind on payments, call any of us. We'll buy it, or we'll find someone that will. And okay, need cash now. What about people that go to jail and they're looking at life in prison and they need to hire an attorney? Sometimes you can go in and buy their house because they're not going to need it if they go to jail. But if they can afford to sell the house and pay an attorney, yes, I have signed many contracts at the jail. Take it in there, tell them you need to see so-and-so, and the jailer comes and takes the paperwork, and they take it back and they get it notarized, they bring it back. Sometimes you do have to, if you're notarizing something, if it's just a contract that doesn't have to be notarized, then they'll send it back, they'll sign it and send it back to you. You can't meet with them. Pro tip, you can JPay people that are in jail to get a hold of them, send them some money for their books and email them, and then they can respond back to you because you sent them money. And done that. We talked about living in another area, the guy that moved to another area. Tired landlords. Like Pam said, I know several of us are hitting up those eviction courts, and I know Pam goes to the courthouse. So does Doug and Renee. Going to the courthouse, you're finding people that, well, at the foreclosure sale, obviously they're motivated because they're on auction, but it's a great place to find buyers. But going to eviction court is a great place to find not only cash buyers, but to also find tired landlords. And I'm sorry, finding cash buyers at the auction, but finding tired landlords at eviction court. And I had the card. Did I bring it in here? I had a card that I found today that was similar to what Renee uses. And it says, "Are you tired of tenants and toilets? Give me a call." And that is a great way to just introduce yourself outside of the courtroom and slide them your card. And, you know, that may be the 5th eviction that they've done this month or this. I mean, especially since COVID, so many evictions and going without rent. And some people are just sick and tired of it. And call us. And so there's just so many reasons.
Absolutely. It's just, you know, and the thing on tonight's topic is wholesaling. So get these under contract and, you know, find out the reason, find out their why, get it under contract. You'll have ways out of that contract if you know, and if you don't know how to do that, you need to go through our coaching because we teach you how to do that. But you get it under contract and then you wholesale it out to somebody else. You don't have to buy that property. You don't have to, you know, close on that property. It's great if you do because you're building your wealth. But if not, and you're wholesaling it out, that's great too. And that's where you get involved in your local RIA group, which we have impacts all over the place.
All over.
And you just get involved with other investors. So if something falls in your lap, you're not scrambling for 5 days trying to find a buyer for it. You already have a list of buyers.
And don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. I want to say, I'm sorry I wasn't here earlier so I could kind of prep more for this, but wholesaling is not, you don't want that to be your career, but it is a great way to build capital, build cash so that you can start buying your own properties. I got started in wholesaling, and we had one of our mentors said, buy a wholesale 4 and hold 1. And that's what we did. We cherry picked and kept the ones that we kept every seller finance deal. Who wouldn't? If they're all willing to sell you a property with 0 down, why would you not keep it? And we kept every sub 2 deal that we could keep. We wholesaled our first one because they were so far behind. It was going to auction, and we wholesaled it to someone that we trusted and that we knew would. Because we're promising when we're buying the property subject to, we're making that promise that we're going to pay that payment. So we assigned it to a couple that we knew that would back us up on that, and they would keep up with the payments, and they ended up flipping it and then selling it. But they had the money to pay us the $5,000 assignment fee, and I think it was like another $4,900 or $5,000 that they had to take in a cashier's check that Monday morning to the attorney to stop that. And then get the loan reinstated and started making payments. But in the meantime, they flipped it, sold it. They made bank on it, and they were happy. We were happy. The seller was happy. But it is another job. It is, you are working. You get paid, and then that deal is done. And then you're working for the next one, and that deal is done. So, but you get that experience. Like all of us, we're all buyers. So go to your local meetings. Like I said, several people have made deals happen at my meetings and just through the network. And don't be afraid. Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. But I have a couple people that call me about deals and say, hey, this is the deal. What do you think? And they either move forward with it or they don't. And so it's just you get so much knowledge by hanging out with us and attending our meetings, and even this meeting here tonight, this free meeting that you don't have to leave the comfort of your own home. You can watch live, you can watch later. Make sure y'all drop any questions in the chat. We're about to be out of time.
That's it. So great meeting, guys. Does anybody have anything to add before we close this out?
I have one thing to say to reiterate. We have multiple locations throughout the Metroplex and even in Oklahoma. So remember, when you're looking at developing that buyer's list, all of us IMTs, we are your buyers. I've referred someone the other day to Doug and Renee the other day. I don't know if they contacted them or not, but I'm like, this is out of my jurisdiction in Longview. I could probably find out all the information I wanted to, but here's the thing. I didn't want to take the time to do that. To go do that for them. I'm like, you need to go learn and see what's going on, because Doug and Renee know more what's going on in Longview than I do. Okay. We don't have anybody right now down in the Houston area, but that's when you need to contact, a local real estate agent that knows the area and that can walk you along. So just because I may not know what's going on in Longview doesn't mean that I'm not going to say, hey, go check out the tunes. And, with their contact information. So I think that's where a lot of people get stuck is where do I go?
Absolutely. And and there's no such thing as a self-made millionaire in this world. They've done it with help of other people, people on their team. And that's the way we do this business is we couldn't do this business unless we had the team in place. And I can tell you this right now with everybody on this call, all of our IMTs that are over on the left-hand side of your screen, we're all investors. We're all doing things. We have our different areas, our different territories that we work within, but we really want you to be aware and make sure that you're definitely building your network out there, building your team. We can help you in some areas. We have the very best training there is available in the industry. And I'm not saying that because I'm biased. I say that because I see a lot of the different trainings out there, and there's a lot of good trainings out there that are very specific what you're working with or something on that area. But I'm telling you, we do one-on-one training. We sit down with you. We sit across the desk from you. We help you develop your business. Pam said something a while ago about Mark. That is his name. I always call him the wrong name, right, Pam?
Right.
Okay. So, and he came to us with no knowledge whatsoever, and he is just killing it. He is absolutely killing it because he's taking action.
Yes.
So that's what we do. And so if you need help on any of this, just reach out to us. We can definitely help you build your business, help you develop your business plan in whichever area you want to go to.
Yep.
So with that, we're going to close out with the next slide. And next week, we're going to be talking about setting your property criteria. So we're excited about that. That is an area that you need to be working on, whatever type of business you're doing. Is, I run into people all the time that are buying out of state because they think the market is better, and there's probably 200 houses that they could actually look at that may be for sale within a mile of where they live, but they're buying out of state. They're buying in an area they don't know anything about. They don't have a team out there. They don't have anybody building that up. So with that, join us next week.
Real
Yes,
quick,
Karen.
Roger. Pascalina, I believe that's how you say it. Pascalina is from Wichita Falls, and she's trying to figure out where to get started. So Pascalina, I'll give you my number is 903-445-6023. And I will put you in touch with Tim and Gabi. I don't know if they want their phone number out on the interweb, the internet, but I don't mind giving mine out. So there's my number right there on the screen. If you'll give me a call, probably not tonight, probably tomorrow, or send me a text. That's my cell phone. I'll be happy to put you in touch with Tim and Gabi Lockhart. They're up at our Wichita Falls location. And I'm sure that when's y'all's next meeting? Isn't it? Oh, it's coming up in Denton. No, it's this Saturday.
We have our next meeting. It's going to be the third Saturday of January this month.
Okay.
The 21st.
Yeah, that's the 21st at 9:30 at the Wichita Falls Country Club. It's on meetup.com.
Yeah. So Pascalina, January 21st at the Wichita Falls Country Club.
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Okay. 9:30 a.m. I expect that they will see you there.
Yeah, and y'all are normally the second Saturday, but this coming second Saturday of the month, we're having a special
boot camp
group training with Alan Cowgill, and a lot of our people that come to our meetings are going to be on that boot camp with Alan Cowgill, virtual boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
So join us every Sunday night at 7:00, unless it's a holiday. But reach out, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you'll get notifications if you click on there to be notified.
Click the bell.
What's that, Karen?
Click the bell.
Click the bell. There you go. Click the bell to be notified. Thank you all for being on here tonight. We're coming in right on time. So thank you all. Y'all have a great day, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. See you later. Bye.
Running your own real estate investment business can be stressful, time-consuming, and difficult to manage. Where do you start? Why go out and try and reinvent the wheel when we have the answer? With our exclusive training program, we will teach you how to free up your time to build your business, develop your goals, learning where to find the money, how to find better deals, keeping track of offers, building a team, and developing a business plan that works for you. We at Real Impact Real Estate Training and Mentoring have all the answers for you. We have several plans to help you get your business to the next level. We have developed the best one-on-one personal training system in the industry. We have a proven structure that has been developed for more than 50 years through the purchase and sales of thousands of homes and commercial properties. We will help you set up and build your real estate investment business. Whether you are new to investing or you are a seasoned professional, we have a plan for you to customize your business to a method that works, is affordable, and fits your budget. With training modules like finding money, finding deals, learning how to get correct comps, building a team, short sales, subject twos, foreclosures, making multiple offers, understanding auctions, REOs, and tax sales, working to build your construction team, and finding sellers and buyers. Find your property management team, plus over 70 additional training modules to choose from. Sit down with us for a one-on-one consulting to see what training plan is best to develop your goals and to build your business by using the 5 M's of investing: mining, money, maintenance, marketing, and management. Wouldn't your life be great if you can live it on your own terms? We help you develop and structure your business to take massive action. Join the Real Impact Real Estate Training today. Change your life today with real estate investing.